Imagine having thousands of insights at your fingertips. That will help you to be smarter and make a better decision. To empower you to succeed, to grow, and make profit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the founder of FinFacts, which is a data analytics and business intelligence. It was 1994 when I started seeing computer first time. I was fascinated about computers and its ability to solve complex problems. And that led me to have a first-time talk with my family. And that talk, it was about studying maths and physical science. I remember my aunt says to me, "Do you really want to solve X?" I didn't know what X was then. Because they have already completed their matrics, they have done history. It was an territorial journey for me. I continued with maths and physics. Standard 6, Standard 7, Standard 8, Standard 9. In 1998, I wrote my matric. We call it Standard 10 then. I wrote my matric and then waited for the results, hoping that I'll pursue this journey of computers. And this journey of computers, it was around computer systems. And I didn't know what computer system was that. But because I was fascinated about this computer, the results came. I failed my maths. It was then I felt that the world is crumbling on me. Because I didn't have plan B and plan C. I wanted to pursue this computer thing. Because I failed maths, I could not continue with the dream. I was stuck. In 1999, sending CVs. And my family asked me, said, "Come through, why can't you do another course?" I was very stubborn. I was like, I want to do computers. And, you know, as growing up in that era, computers were seen as the other people's career, which is not like me in the skin color. In 2000, I get a contract working at the bank. I worked at a certain bank 2002. The contract ended. Back to square one, unemployed. I didn't have any idea about starting business then. For me, it was surviving. And again, I didn't thought or think of continuing following that dream of computer system or computers. For me, it was survival. And then I applied. I remember then, it was one of these, now I think most of us, they are using that a bank. I applied, and then they called me, and then write psychometric test. I passed psychometric test. And then interviews and what? And then they said, okay, we want you to check your credit, whether you are not blacklisted. And they found me, I was blacklisted. I could not get that job. Days and months went. Another one came from the bank. I applied. The same story. Then it was 2003. I had to make choices. The choice that I had to do or to make, it was for the person that has my skill or so-called qualification, which is matric. I went to my mom. I said, I want to do a security. It was unbelievable to them. Because here, I want to work as a bank. I cannot have that job because I'm blacklisted. The only thing that was making sense then, it was being a security guard. They organized the money. I went to do security. I've done grade A, I think it's EDC then. It was 2003. Then 2004, I got the job as a security at one of mass discounters. Wow. This job changed the way I see things today. I'll tell you why. I worked 2004, March, April, May, June, July, August. It was one Saturday where the store was about to close. And the customers, they are about to finish their purchases. And I was positioned at the front of the store. Because as a security guard working at a retail store, we have to check what the receipts of the people. And by that time, I was patrolling. We call patrol in security. And I was going patrolling. And then I picked up something not good as a security guard. It was the floor manager of that particular store with a trolley filled with items at the teller, scanning. And as a security guard, we had to be observant whether this particular customer, their items get scanned. And in a retail, we call under-ringing. And I picked up the under-ringing. And then I called one of my late friend, may his soul rest in peace, Daniel. And then he came, he joined me at the front of the store. And I alluded to him that, here's the situation. And then he said, he used to call me Chana. He said, Chana, relax. And then they finished, and then the trolley came. We had to stop the trolley and check each and every item. Remember, this is a senior person in the store. And by the way, he was a white guy. And then because we stopped him, he started with a certain attitude towards us. Do you know who I am? Some of us, we come across that. Do you know who I am? And then you have to stand back. And we found that, yes, there were certain items that they were not ranked. It was chaotic in the store. The store manager pushed me. And then Daniel came to the rescue. Then it was chaotic to that point that we called them team members. They had to come in because now it was the issue of not being a security guard anymore. It was becoming so personal. Black and white. And that, it went for almost 5 minutes. And then this guy threatened us. Threatened us to that level, said, I know where you're staying and what, I'm going to make you pay and whatsoever. Then, Monday, after the incident, I'm supposed to go to the store where I worked. I was shifted from the store to work at the warehouse outside. I think it was few meters away, kilometers away from the store. And Daniel also, he was posted in another direction. It went on until the transfer came in. They transferred us to Kimberley, October 2004. We came to Kimberley, me and Daniel, working, security guard, everything. 2004, 2005, 2006. I think it was April, I'm not sure about the date. One Saturday, again. Here, it was something different. I don't know whether should I say it different. This Saturday, again, I was posted at the front of the store. And in this particular shop or mass discounters, there were a section where we call them SBM, small business machine, where it was demarcated. Computers, printers, blah and blah, they would be kept in that. Then you have to pay for those items in that demarcated area. And it was going all right throughout the day. Actually in the afternoon, a certain customer took a laptop from SBM. He didn't pay for that at the SBM. He took it, went into the store, walked, and then he didn't came straight to me. And he went through the tellers, and then he passed. He didn't stop. And then he has to come to me, and I had to check. Being placed at retail store as a security guard, your responsibility, I'll tell you that when there's a shrinkage at the store, it's your responsibility as a security guard. When everything goes wrong, it's the responsibility of the security guard. And then the customer approach, I asked, when he was about to exit the store, I asked the receipt. He didn't have the receipt. According to my training as a security guard, what were his intention? I had to make that call, arrest. That arrest, again, it was a white guy. That created another chaos in the store. They had to call the store manager. The store manager came and started saying certain words towards me. I felt like I was nothing. I felt like I was useless. The way I was so undermined. That it created that chaos to a level of which that, again, it brought the tension back where I was working before. And then the store manager asked me to release this guy, not to make the arrest. I released the gentleman. Off he goes. And then, a couple of days later, it appears that this guy, he was defrauding one of insurance company. He would make that look like people got into his house, and then took stuff, and then so that he can claim. A month later, we were brought into the office, and then now there was what we polygraphy. I don't know why there was a polygraphy. The polygraphy was made to intimidate us, not to do their job. And that led me quitting the job. I quitted. I didn't have any plan B. I don't know where I'm heading. It was 2006. 2007, I didn't know. I started going to events like this, learning about entrepreneurs and workshops, get workshopped time and again and everything and what. In 2008, it was around February, I felt that the heaven has opened. Thank goodness my breakthrough has came through. I was going to own one of them, a biggest IT company in the province, here in the Northern Cape. But fate had another different plan. That business, I could not see the light of it. It was gone. How it gone? It is that I got the business because the person who was selling the business was leaving the country. And then I took the business and went to the bank, and then bank approved the loan. But then I didn't have collateral. I went to one of government institutions to assist. They duck and dive, they duck and dive, they duck and dive, until I lost that business. Remember, this time I'm not working. I didn't have any income. I didn't have plan B, C, and here, the rent is due. I had to start selling my stuff one by one. TV. I'm the guy who likes gadgets. Fridge. You can name them. Until to a point where I could not pay the rent anymore. And then the owner of the place where I was renting came and kicked me out. I had the option to go back home. However, I had this pride. I don't know where it was coming from. I saw myself as a failure. I saw everything about me, it was so terrible. Depression started to trickle in. I didn't want to be near to people because I felt betrayed. First time in my life, I left the building with my traveling bag. It was the first time I became homeless. I slept 2 to 3 days on the street. Without no food and everything. I was like a beggar, and I don't know what was happening in my life. But something's like, I can't go home. I can't go back home. On the 4th day, I went to my friend, and he was, should I say good Samaritan? Yes, he was a good Samaritan. They had a shack. Somewhere, people then, transit camp, people in Kima, transit camp. Then, I stayed in that shack. That shack that if someone passed on the street or on the road, you can see that person while you are inside that shack. I stayed in that shack, 2008. And then everything, it was so unbelievable. I don't know what is the next move. I didn't know anything. I didn't have any plans. And while I was still figuring out these type of things and everything, then opportunity came. This opportunity, Rodepan, it was called telecenter then. Telecenter is the building or the room that is fitted with computers and internet. This place was fitted with computers, I think it was 1999 or 1998. And it was remained there, not in use. And then I didn't know anything about telecenter. However, I made my application and I was shortlisted. And then shortlisted, I had to come and do presentation. Said, okay, here's the infrastructure. And then how are you going to turn this infrastructure to start making money for you? I was like, man, it's an easy thing. I can do this. And then, yeah, I did. I was shortlisted, 3 of us. And then from 3 to 2, from 2 to 1. I was selected. One morning, Monday, I'm excited. I'm going to my workplace. When I get there, the gate were locked. I could not enter. Heaven. And I had to make a call because it was the building that is managed by Office of the Premier, Northern Cape. And then the fortunate part of it is that I don't know in Afrikaans what they said, I'm from Kasi, I'm from the ghetto. And then a guy from the ghetto, how can he come and then run this type of center in a colored community? back to square one again. Now, I will start questioning God. I will start questioning, it's like, someone is busy bewitching me or something. There was something like Amadros or something. Maybe I could have. It went that, and then 2009, the same department, Office of the Premier called me, said, Khaleshiwe, too soon. Come. 2009, in Khaleshiwe Tucson Center, came, and then found that building has computers and then start running. That's when I start devoting myself, self-taughting, computers, repairing, what, and then that's when I start learning Hello World. Those who do our programming, if they start doing this, like you start with Hello World. And then I was so happy. But that, it was not smooth sailing. In 2010, Finland government, because they were in partnership with Office of the Premier then. Me and the other person, the other person in Rodapan, were supposed to go to Finland to learn or to be given a training of high tech. There was that communique that is happening between the Finland government and the Office of the Premier. Somehow, somewhere, the email didn't get to me. I lost the trip that could have changed my life then. Only to find out that that particular person who was supposed to send the email to me decided not to send it to me. I continue with the telecenter. I start then teaching young kids computers, navigate the internet, and so forth. And then I devoted my time, my passion to it. That led me being selected as Community Builder of the Year. And then from that, 2013, I was selected as one of top 25 young entrepreneurs in the country. And then the ball started rolling. In 2017, I was somewhere in the South Korea representing South African tech world. And then in all of this, I've learned something that no one will ride on your back unless you bend. When you are given an opportunity, no matter how small it is, just give it your best shot. Thirdly, is that life doesn't have guarantees. And it doesn't have the manual. If life had a manual, we could be successful, all of us. Lastly, whatever that you are doing, make sure you chase it until you find it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.